Hi everyone, welcome to the flashlight. This is Sarah B. Nice, and we have a special program exclusive with these two lovely doctors. I'm so privileged to have on this show Dr. Rogers Ahewa, as well as Dr. James William Mugenyi. Welcome to this exclusive show, gentlemen.
Thank you. It's a pleasure connecting up with you, Sarah B.
And thanks for making Harvard, Dr. Ahewa. Welcome to your show, to the Flashlight Show.
It's a pleasure as well to be hosted by you this particular evening.
Brilliant. So discussing this morning, obviously the last 24 hours, myself and Dr. Ahewa and so many other people, we've been talking about the current issues. And obviously everyone is seeing things from a different angle. And when we decided to look at the different notes we shared and what was coming out from different sources within the government of Uganda, it seemed to be a lot of contradiction. I don't know about you, Dr. James Mugenyi, but there seemed to be a lot of contradiction from one body, but everyone seems to be saying a different story. So we thought, why not make a program and share our own perspective as we've seen the story unfolding. I don't know what you've seen, Dr. James, but in my opinion, I've seen, I'll share with you what I've seen. I don't know if Ahewa has seen his own side of the story and what Dr. Mugenyi has seen. I'll start with you, Dr. Mugenyi. Have you seen any contradictions so far, since this whole saga started, a few weeks ago?
I think I'll use a statement from physics or from science.
Yeah.
It's like we are in a free fall. When we say a country in a free fall, nobody is in charge. Oulanyah's, Rip Oulanyah will say so. His illness has had a lot of controversies. About 3 weeks ago, I guess should have been 3 weeks ago or more than 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Muhozi, I don't know what his title is in the army, declared.
He's a general of some sort.
Yes. I mean, let's face it, he's an authority. He's a general in the army. He declared Oulanyah dead about 3 weeks ago. I hope I'm saying what you saw. There was a tweet that he made.
We all saw that.
He brought it down. But then the people the young people who are internet savvy, I think as soon as you post something, it's already captured. You just can't help. You can't. It's like people are on the lookout.
Especially with this gender, you never know when he's going to take
captured.
down.
Yes. So he told the world that Honorable Jacob Oulanyah was dead, and that is bad. That was bad enough. It's a lead to where we are today.
This is crazy.
And that
isn't
good at all. And then you can even go ahead. Then the latest was the delegation that went to Seattle. From what we saw, these fellas were able to speak with the late. These fellas come out and even tell us that the late is improving, is on treatment. Then all of a sudden he's dead. That's the story. Then somebody says the late wants to speak. The late is missing parliament.
Oh yes, I saw that. He's missing his bow tie, apparently.
So we are in a free fall. We are in a free fall, and maybe Haheba, who is on the ground, they know how they're channeling that information. At least for us, we're in places where information is organized. In the United States, you're not even talk
you
about
want me to come in?
Yeah. What has been your take?
That's why we're waiting to hear from you. You are in charge.
I may not be in charge, but because I'm a concerned citizen, because what is happening in this country, I don't understand. But before I proceed, I will first say hi, a very good evening to everyone, and those are going to be on this particular special exclusive show with different people from different countries. Based on what you've just said, according to your opinion, I think we're in the country that has no legs and heads. So we don't have any direction. Because if the country was a little bit organized, by now we'd be knowing what is happening this side, what is happening the other side. And that's why I see, as nationals, we have the capacity to create our own information and let the public know. If the government knew Oulanyah is sick, given a disease, they have a spokesperson of the government. Should come and let the world, Oulanyah is sick of given disease, and we should understand. But if you see the three arms, different people who went to Seattle, and to an extent you didn't see whether they boarded a plane or the border or anything of that kind. We've not seen anything of that caliber. And now you get the controversial information from different ministers, very important people. Among comes out and tells you, you know what is happening? Oulanyah is just missing his bow ties. Can you imagine? A full woman like the way she is. She's missing a bow tie. She's standing in front of the parliament of people. How can the ill person thinking of his or her life and think the next day will be thinking of the kind of dressing? Which kind of controversy do we have? And which kind of human being do we have this kind of power?
We're talking about
Simba Wakati. Let me say Simba Wakati.
I want to come back to that particular one as well. Like,
the issue is, let's look at flight. Let's look at flight complications. The speed with which these people have moved.
Yes.
What plane have they used? Because it takes at least up to 48 hours.
Yeah.
48 hours to travel from Uganda to USA. Now, all of a sudden, Amongi is down in Uganda. How fast did they travel?
20 minutes flight.
It depends on if you went to Seattle in the UK as well. I mean, these things are possible.
The issue is, let's look at flight complications. It takes at least up to 48 hours. Where did these people get that flight? We are a nation of deceit.
No, their flight was moving better than even a missile.
I'll tell you what, when you say we're in a nation of deceit, and Dr. Hewa said that we are in a country that has no head or legs, to me, the fact that there's no foundation of communication, there's no foundation of no particular way of doing things, everyone runs their own little show, it was bound to happen that they were going to literally crash at one point. And this has been a perfect result of I've never seen anything disorganized, like anything disorganized. They're trying so hard, like so hard to contain the situation, but it's out of their hands. Talk about what's her name, Nabanja? We have a prime minister who doesnit even know where Seattle is. Did you see that?
Yes, also I saw that when he said Oulanyah has died from UK in Seattle. I was like,
Maybe that's why they traveled back so fast. But again, going back to the flight, between what Dr. Hewa said and Dr. James Mugenyi, how did they travel? Because apart from the tweets, some people put out so-and-so has gone to this place, there's absolutely no evidence at all at all. I've seen these people go for whatever and they post something, oh, we've arrived in this place. They go to Turkey for something or they go to Dubai for an expo. They at least as officials do take pictures either at the airport when they're leaving, when they arrive at another airport, or when, and this is as if it's a serious issue, you're going to see someone in hospital, at least you take a picture standing outside of the hospital. We don't want to see him in hospital, but at least take a picture outside of the hospital. We've arrived or we've come out of the hospital and make that statement. You are officials, you've got an official duty. The parliament is not working for 2 weeks. For God's sake, give us that. Just give us that little bit of a picture to show us that, because we also need to know, we are Ugandans, we want to know what's going on.
And Sarah, apart from that, remember Chief Justice of a country. The Speaker of a country. And then we're talking about the Minister of Health. That connection between Uganda and US. You expect perhaps the Chief Justice of Uganda will meet the Speaker of US.
Exactly.
If they are that important. You expect that the Minister of Health from Uganda will meet the Secretary for Health in the US.
Precisely.
You just don't do a riff-raff journey like thugs. Surely. That's a diplomatic mission.
Okay. Listen, seriously, I'm not even laughing because someone died. I'm laughing at how messed up this country is, how nobody even seems to be in control at all. Like nobody says. When you talk about there's a Minister of Health. What's her name? Ruth Acheng.
Ruth Acheng.
She said that the Speaker wasn't receiving treatment due to the fact that they needed to stabilize him first. What from, we don't know, but they needed to stabilize him. And to me, I'm not even a medic, but you people can tell me, they needed to stabilize him before they get him treatment. And I thought, okay, this is things I don't understand, but maybe, and then somebody else comes out and says, the Deputy Speaker says that actually he is receiving treatment. Like these people they give us information, contradicting information. And I'm thinking, okay, who is in charge of these things? One says that he's receiving treatment, the other says he's not because he needs to stabilize. And then we find out he's wearing his bow tie.
Madam Moderator, kindly, Dr. Mgenyi, we can't see him properly. There's something I want to, I don't know a little bit I can see him. Now, if you can pause on that, there's something Dr. Mgenyi talked about of the tweet of General, I don't know whether it's a general or it's a retirement general, or is what, I don't know. But we had him charged from the military, things of that kind. I heard that. My concern is, Dr. Bariomunsi clearly stipulated and said, they are going to get those people who who tweeted or who posted, who announced Oulanyah is dead, and they're going to arrest everyone. Now my concern is, if General Muhoozi was the first person to do that, he's going to be arrested too.
Well, he has to be
they should not take things for granted. Seriously, they should not take things for granted because we are all human beings. Me, as I said, I'm scared of two things. My family. Me, I'm not scared of myself. Because if the General Muhoozi tweeted and people kept it, he announced Oulanyah dead, was the first person.
He was.
Another young came out and said they are going to arrest everyone who posted that Oulanyah is dead. Now Oulanyah is dead. Whom are you going to prison?
And the questions comes even when did he die?
Okay, when we talk about when,
we are seeing a lot of dying every day, dying here and there, and a rumor always has a source. When did he die? After General Muhoozi announced, the rest of the young people who are playing on the social media, you can forgive them. But General Muhoozi announced. And General Muhoozi is an authority.
He is.
That all of us must believe. He's entrusted with authority, so he announced. And then we have, I think, for safety purpose, we shall share that screenshot.
Okay.
Because that's where we want people to account, and we must start from the head.
And about the screenshot, let me share a little bit about the screenshot. He clearly stated, because I've followed him for a couple of years now. Before his description, like the bio in Twitter, it didn't have it only had his names and what he does. And then at one point, there used to be tweets that used to come left, right, and center. He would delete them. Sometimes he would say he's not the one who tweeted them. So it came to a point that he said, on his description, he says, tweets that are by him have MK. And tweets that don't have MK are probably by his admin. Now, this particular tweet has his initials. So it was directly from him, much as he deleted it. And maybe we should start by asking him, when did the speaker die? You're saying something, Dr. Ahewa?
Yes, basically, for me on that, I'm very much concerned, my fellow Ugandans, those who are here and those who are out in diaspora. Because if we don't help those who think they know, as psychologists, as Dr. Mgengi knows, that, there's a principle that says, help them to help themselves. Now we need to help those people who think that what they're saying, what they're doing is right. Whatever they write on any space, it remains on record. So before they post anything, they should think not even twice. They should think according to their age, such that the next day they are helped. They just don't. I just see sometimes they say others they have mnanas. I don't know how true it is, but may take my mnanas at home, but I've never been there where they are. So we need help.
That's some mnanas.
I've got mine here.
That is interesting. Yeah, but I think on a serious note, we need accountability.
We do.
You have had the Minister of Health in this thing involved. You've had the Deputy Speaker involved. You've had Chief Justice involved. I don't know whether Chief Justice understands the word Chief Justice.
I know.
I don't know whether he understands the word Chief Justice.
We can hear the voice.
I don't know whether. Yes, I don't know whether Chief Justice understands what the word justice or Chief Justice is. Because
Justice.
We are dealing with something that looks cooked up. And we are officially failing to get an official government position. And you are having a country that is getting divided.
Okay.
When Oulanyah flew to Seattle, young people demonstrated. I call them young people. Demonstrated here, and their demonstration was. I mean, when you look at the reasons for demonstration, why do you fly here and ignore the health facilities at home? That flight alone divided a country, where Norbert Mao pronounced himself over it, and if you remember, there was even a declaration that soon, I don't know, people from Uganda should not cross to Acholi. And to me, that is bad. And that is bad. And on the professional side of it, it is failing to handle the process of death, which basically sucks in the medics also, because I said, death is a process. And every other day, when a person who is dying, or there's an explanation to relatives, it calms down them. Now look at how they have I call them, they have jump-started Oulanyah's father.
I know. What man?
They have jump-started the king of Acholi, or the whatever paramount chief. If we had admitted Oulanyah in Uganda and people walk in and people get explanations every day, it would be okay. But what was done, you are having a state that is guilty. Because you didn't want him to die. You're trying to save him. What have you done? It's like trying to pretend that you have not killed him. I mean, I'm sorry to say that. This is what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because now the other people are saying you have killed him. And for you are trying to show that, no, we have not killed him. That's why we're trying to save him. You know, all those stories look cooked. But if we had a medical process that has counselors, that has people who talk to the bereaved, that has what we call, preparing for death. The dying process is a whole chapter in medicine. It involves so many things. The person looks at his life, his contributions, and the people he's going to leave behind. That's why we do a will. So there's just a riffraff of things that even the medics themselves can't. I mean, when you hear this, the change is involved, you're like, what is this? Right now, there's almost nobody. I mean, the Acholis are saying we are now going back to the bush. I know it's like going back to the bush, because that's what they have said. We are moving out on. We want an
they said it.
Yeah, we are going.
Yes, they said
and
it.
That is bad. That's how serious, because the whole process has been abused.
Wow.
Dr. Hewa Rogers, you're the one on the ground. I hope you'll be active with your camera.
Okay.
It is something small. Active. It's a small fire that lights the forest, by the way.
No, let me tell you, Doctor, it's very true and very, very important that, it's unfortunate. As I said, we are in the country that has no legs and head and legs. We don't know the direction where we are going, and even we don't think where we are going. So we are just in a situation of kwagamaya. Coming to that point, Dr. Mgenyi, we cannot have doctors, Oulanyah, Winnie Dolo. We cannot have Mongi, Ruth Acheng, those who went. Then their traveling was not all that successful. If it was successful, at least I have a friend who posted and said, at least in Acholi, when you go in the hospital, at least you can take a selfie, whether the person is dead or is, I don't know. But they didn't do anything. Because if they can have the controversial information, then that it means that what they're doing something is very, very wrong. I think even themselves, they fear themselves. You guys in the US, you know better than us here. I don't know. What's the process how things are getting done every time?
And there is the Ugandan embassy in USA.
Oh, yeah. There's that as well.
There's a Ugandan embassy in USA with a medical team.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a whole entire population of Ugandans in USA, and there's a Ugandan here.
Okay.
So what happened that there is no connection between the Ugandan embassy? I mean, the whole thing is cooked. I mean,
it is.
Ever since Oulanyah stepped here, that is a very important person for Uganda. Where's the Ugandan embassy in this?
Yes, it's another question to them.
Uganda with information, because there should be a fund. There must be an emergency fund. There must be, there should have been movement within the US. And this complicates the whole story. It's like, leave that guy to die. And the people are right to suspect. I mean, for sure, we had forgotten the Ugandan embassy in this.
Yeah.
I have not had a statement. I have not had a statement from the Ugandan embassy ever since Oulanyah.
there has been no communication at all, because this is the whole point why you have an embassy in another country. It's the first port of contact. It's the first port of information. You'd expect someone to release an official statement. We've received the Honorable Speaker of Parliament from Uganda. We are visiting him, and to update people on a regular basis. But even then, now they're complaining, people are announcing this mandate. What do you want them to do? You have failed to manage this situation. Like Dr. Mgenyi said, the process is the dying process. The death is a process, and you sort of prepare, not first of all, obviously, his family, but at the end of the day, he is a leader, and you have to prepare the countrymen and women as well. You have to inform them what's going on and update them. You don't just go quiet, and then everyone is releasing different statements. They should have prepared. Even when this happened, I expected like one person to come out and go like, fellow Ugandans, this is what is happening, da, da, da. But don't send us a tweet, for crying out loud. There's communication breakdown from the word go. Now, going on to looking at his professional side of things, so they closed Parliament last week for 2 weeks, right? As far as I'm concerned.
Mm. Yes, I'm on brand. At least I know most of the things.
And I'm going to be a conspiracy theorist at this point. Because there's no good communication and everything, I'm going to start guessing and start looking at why did they do this and why did they do that. So I'm thinking they knew that this man had transitioned and they closed the Parliament to prepare themselves for the entire process. So they knew if they announce on a Sunday, they have 5 days. By Friday, they have a new Speaker of Parliament, so that during that entire week, they're going through the process. I don't know. I'm just being a conspiracy theorist here. But doesn't that seem like, is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence that they closed Parliament for 2 weeks and then he dies the following week and then they have an entire week to prepare this thing? I'm like, come on. I don't know what you people think, but yeah, I think that was planned.
You know, you now need to sympathize with Oulanyah's father and family.
I do.
Yeah, because it's the whole thing is just it's messed up. There is no way. I mean, look at the small stories that we are trying to put up together. If you're talking about the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda sick in the US, there's a very strong relationship between Uganda and the US.
Mm.
There's a very strong relation between Uganda and the US that you expected. I mean, I don't want to say that we don't matter to the United States. When you all know that we are the regional stabilizer for security stabilizer in the region, and the United States recognizes. The United States recognizes.
If you're stabilizer, you can do everything.
Yes, but now this is what I'm saying. Why the fear? Why the darkness? Why? I mean, how can the Ugandan embassy not be privy to this? Here, the Ugandan embassy here. The whole saga causes suspicion. And now we are in a situation where you need somebody to bring us out of it, and you people don't care. It's like somebody is preparing this country for the worst.
Oh my God!
And
that's how you're praying to God.
Because at the end of the day, the statements that are coming out of they are actually. I mean, now look at where we reach to a level where we're talking about the Acholi. Again, I thought we are Ugandans. And
exactly.
To me, Sarah B and the Flashlight were doing a good job, because now me, I'm even a Samia. I think you must be Rwandese. I don't know what Sarah is. Yeah, we're trying to give this a national face. Because the other people are now talking, we as Acholi. It's not them, it is us as Ugandans. What has happened to Oulanyah affects all of us. Affects all of us.
Yeah.
It can't be because they as Acholi.
These are issues of national importance.
Yes.
So I wanted to
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying our discussion here is not that I am discussing because I'm a Ugandan.
Exactly.
And any actually dying is a Ugandan dying. We all want accountability. Let them not think now that we don't care. We care. Of course, there are people who have been hurt. We have so many things that have been happening in Uganda that are not addressed. Right now, if I started asking you, I think you started talking to me about torture. That's when me and you connected. We connected over torture. Now, should we connect over poisoning? So,
no.
Do we want to say, is there, okay, the question that we were asking at that time, however, when we connected was, is there torture in Uganda? Right now, the story is poisoning. The question is there poisoning in Uganda? And now the other group, the Ugandans are asking, the Ugandans, they actually are asking about their son. No, you're asking about a Ugandan. Now the question that remains to be answered again, is there poisoning in Uganda? This question goes to the toxicology department of the hospitals in Uganda. We failed to answer whether there was torture in Uganda. And it spiraled. Now we have Oulanyah dead, and then now the question is, for them, they are pushing it as a tribe.
I noticed that
which is wrong.
This afternoon. And that this afternoon on Twitter, when suddenly, we actually need to do this. We actually need answers. And I told someone, come on, this man did not only lead one region, he led the entire country. When he sat in that parliament, he wasn't only talking to a certain group of people, he was talking to Ugandans. So why are you suddenly saying we need to do this? We, as a collective, have a leader who has transitioned. We need to find out. We all need answers, not just one group of people. Even when he took that flight that cost $500,000, and they said, the people from Uganda are complaining about his him getting help to seek help in the United States, and we actually are not happy. We're going to contribute. I don't know how much, can bring it back to the parliament or whatever. My thing was, and I know this was the same for many people, it's not about the fact that he's from Acholi. It's about the fact that he's used public funds. This was my discussion then. Obviously, he's now died, but it was the fact that he used public funds, and it's not about the Acholis bringing this back, but it's about the fact that this is wrong, and we cannot just let it pass because, otherwise we're going to seem like we don't want him to get help. So it is, to me, it's the same concept. Dr. Hewa, are you okay?
Yeah, this country, that's what I said, when the country that has no legs and heads. So they confuse, in a program, something enters, it confuses you more.
No, I was even worried that
we're talking about
you in danger, because such talk, such talk mean a lot for you in Uganda. For us, at least we have earned this to talk freely. I'm sure
that's why we're very...
you receive a few phone calls.
We're being very selective how we bring this whole thing. We're being very, very careful.
What we are talking about affects everyone. A Ugandan is dead. A Ugandan is dead. And that's why I did my video. And that's why I did the first video when I was talking about the dignity of dying. And right now we are talking about the process of the person who has died, which is going wrong. The people are pushing it the wrong direction, and the country must say no. It's not actually. It is about Oulanyah, the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, has died. So the actually is when they want to retract, people should work with them.
Yeah. People
should show them love. And this is what we are trying to do. As Ugandans, we are saying, now, to me, my issue is, the question I left you with, actually up now to still on your desk, is there a torture in Uganda? And I gave you all the leads.
Yeah, torture is there in Uganda.
Now you are loaded with poisoning now. Is there poisoning in Uganda?
Exactly.
That one I'm yet to find out.
Well, there's a lot of things flying about. What surprises me is how, like, a big percentage of people already suspected that this had happened, although it wasn't official. But we seem to be relying on non-governmental, what do you call them? Like media, like we're relying on news away from the main media outlets. Because the main media outlets don't seem to feed the piece. So people are looking for information from elsewhere. And they seem to be getting that information from elsewhere because these people seem to be more organized than the main media houses. Am I right or am I right?
This is an information age. Nobody dominates information. Those days I would have requested for permission. I would maybe ask for the Broadcasting Council. Here we are. So all we need to do now is to be ahead of information. This is an information age. You can't, and that's why I'm saying Uganda is doing a very huge mistake to black out Uganda. And that's why they are now stranded with Oulanyah because they lied. They don't know when Oulanyah, for us, the authority that announced Oulanyah's death is General Muhoozi.
Yep. Okay.
And Oulanyah has been dead since then. Because nobody has evidence to show that Oulanyah was alive ever since Muhoozi announced him dead.
There was a tweet supposedly from him last week.
Okay. Can I come in?
Yeah,
please do.
It's because my picture has been put somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Technical team, please do your work. Dr. Mganyi, just direct you guys who are in US. I don't know whether, did you come across the tweet because we're running out of time, of this gentleman called Frank Tumwebas this morning? He said...
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. He said, okay, the technical team, they can show that tweet and the world will see. He said, Oulanyah has died the same way General Mayombwe, the way he died. And I believe Frank Tumwebas is next to the State House. So if the Cholis come and they ask, please, Tumwebas, tell us, how did he die? What will he do? Seriously, this is not it's a serious issue. Do they have what we call the personal assistants who can maybe guide them, the media team, to know what to post and what to post?
I think, Dr. Hewa, let me correct it up. It's not if they're Cholis, it's if Ugandans. Because we're trying to avoid that narrative of, yes, if Uganda, we have now communication from Frank Tumwebas. If Ugandans come up, because we don't want to, we'll see, sorry, some came in. When we cease being a country, it's not good. Tumwebas has made a statement. Now, Ugandans, all of us answers. Because
all right.
If they send you poisoned water there, what will you say? Will you start appealing to the Rwandese?
No, to Ugandans.
Yes. So let's, as a country, demand nothing less. The process of this death is being mishandled, and there are professionals who can handle it. And we are demanding now the people who should be. Oh, I'm running short of battery, but let me just make my summary. This death is mishandled.
Before you run out of battery, I would like you to comment on Dr. What was it, Dr. or Father Lokodo, Francis Lokodo?
Yes, we are asking, by the way. Okay, my concern is that...
Let him rest in peace. Let him rest in peace, please.
Yeah, no, the thing I wanted to bring to the forefront, allow me this, Dr. Hewa, the thing I wanted to bring to the forefront, how that was managed as well, because he was a leader in his way, and we acted like nothing happened once he was announced dead. Like there was no mention of anything. That is my...
Totally nothing.
Yeah.
Totally nothing. We even don't know how he was buried. I don't know whether he was buried. We don't know. I don't know whether he's still in transit. I'm not even aware of what happened to him.
Even me, Dr. Mgeni, Madam Moderator, allow me before he disappears. Up to now, I've been asking myself, because the last estimate we used to hear from the government was that they're demanding us some over 500 million, over 300 from where he was, to transport his dead body to here. So my question is, did they bring it? Was he buried the other side? Was he burnt like other countries the way they do? What happened? Because it was an VIP. You know, by the way, we are doing these things not to...
Flash channel, that is your question. You're asking the wrong people.
I'm asking Ugandans. Did you attend the funeral service of Olukoni?
I don't think Sarah could have witnessed it. I couldn't have witnessed because I'm here. So you're the one. That's your question. We're asking you.
I know Mtevile. I know Mtevile only.
You do an investigation and inform us whether he was buried. That's you. You have a lot of assignments.
And kindly, Dr. Mgeni, you guys, whoever will be watching, those are watching our program, we are not doing this kubala visa, as some people say. It is national importance. It is our concern as Ugandans. If we interact like this, that's the way we're gonna grow.
The role of the media is to inform. You're not doing anything wrong. It's to inform. Yes. And you must be accountable and you must give us the right information. Yes. That's the duty that you have as a media.
Okay.
Dr. Mugeni, this
is an information age. My dear friends, my battery is jumping off. I'm saying this is an information age, and let's all be keen on what has happened to Speaker of Parliament. It is taking a wrong direction. Flashlight, if you can save the country, please save it. Sarah, if you can, it's a good campaign that we have started. It's a Ugandan who is dead. It's not an Acholi. And the truth will set all of us free. As simple as that. I thank you so much, Ipi, for hosting me. I hope when I have enough battery, enough time, we can come back and talk again about this, because this is current and is ongoing. The country is ours and we are stakeholders. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for taking it.
Yes, please.
So,
my battery is gone.
Do you want... okay, have a lovely day.
We shall let you go, and maybe what time is it in here? Is it like 1, 2?
It's 20 minutes past 1. Past 1.
Okay, for us to plan it, you're going to organize our night dresses in the next moment.
Have a good night, please.
And maybe this lady, I don't know what time.
And take care.
It's 6 o'clock, so I'm about to have supper. Have a lovely one, Dr. Mugeni. Thanks for taking your time.
Thank you.
We have to catch up soon.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Kamgenyi is out.
Are you there? Dr. Hewa?
Yes, please.
Do you want to conclude?
Can I conclude? Okay. I'm just been very appreciative for this particular evening talk show, and it's not only me, but it's just a blessing that if I can flash the world what is happening in my country and my entire all Ugandans wherever they are, and even the concerned people, personnel, wherever you are, please let's keep using this effort. I think this show it may be the beginning, not the end. Not until we come to understand, did the Among go or did not go? I think if you get the right information or wrong information. If the biggest concern is that if General Moses said, by the way, for information, the next information I've just received is that the post-mortem, they want me from here. How come?
Oh,
How do the post-mortem in Uganda?
But from my understanding, I might be wrong, but it has to be done from where that person took the last breath. That's where they don't need one anyways, because if they knew what he was suffering from, there's no point for a postmortem. I thought that only happens if it's sudden death and someone like overnight, then you can carry out a postmortem. I might be wrong. I'm not a doctor, but I thought that's how things worked. So it's all interesting. They're just doing anything and everything to seem to be doing something, like just to seem busy.
Okay. That has been my submission. A very good morning, guys in US, and good afternoon, guys in London.
Can I say something?
People in Asia. Thank you so much for hosting me. Bye-bye. Catch up later.
Right. Thank you so much as well for doing this and creating this space for people to get information from. Thank you for allowing us to do this on the Flashlight channel, and for